Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Carson.
And today we're watching Tokyo Revengers episode 11. What happened last time?
Last time, the gang showed up and it took the aggro off of them, let them, sit and wait, buying time for the ambulance to arrive so they don't just both die of blood loss, especially Draken. Hopefully he'll actually survive and he doesn't die on the hospital, or on the ambulance ride to the hospital. I'm assuming that he's gonna be alive, but we'll find out this episode. We'll see what else happens.
Yeah.
We'll see how the other fight turned out as well.
Exactly. We hope that you like this video if you end up liking it. We hope you subscribe to support the official release, and let's go. Get out of here, you trash. I also like how they leave him. Nice.
All right, maybe a few more should be called. I'm sure he's not the only one who got horribly injured in this battle.
I mean, most of them probably don't want to go to the hospital unless they have to, because they are in a gang. And I was gonna say, could you imagine if Mikey was just like disappeared or some shit?
Oh shit!
As well, that would have been
He's
crazy.
still fighting.
Yeah.
Here's the question. When he eventually goes back to the future, will Naruto always know that he had the scar on his hand? Because now when he goes back to the future, he'll have a fucking hole in his hand.
Yeah, but Naruto has always been only aware of the previous timeline, not the current one.
We'll see how
like
far that goes.
Like his research, he was surprised when it changed.
So you think he'll be surprised if he lifts up his hand? I think he will too. But
yeah, I think so.
I think that'll be a very key determining factor to just how much this time travel thing is thought through. If they're gonna stay consistent with that, or if they're gonna be like, yeah, you always had the scar, then things are gonna get fucking weird.
No, I think he'll be surprised by it. And I wonder when he's gonna go into the future. Like, let everything chill out for a little bit.
Well, now he needs to go back to the future and see how things have changed, because it'll be an alternate history.
Yeah. Yeah, because this might even have solved everything if this was the cause, you know?
Or is he gonna die right here?
I hope not. No.
No fucking way.
Gotta say, those are the worst paramedics I've ever seen. They weren't doing anything to stop his bleeding. They were literally just sitting there and put oxygen on him.
He was having a heart attack. He wasn't bleeding out. He was having a heart attack.
Well, has barely any blood. He's been bleeding out for like an hour at this point.
You don't think the paramedics fucking stopped his bleeding?
ケンチンはさ、昔から言ったことは絶対に守るやつなんだ。こんなとこでくたばんねえよ。そんな不義理絶対しねえ。あいつ俺と天下取るって約束したからな。だからエマ、ミツヤ、ペイヤン、タケミッチ、ケンチンを信じろ。大丈夫だ。そうだ、俺らがテンパってどうする。やっぱ強えな、マイキー君は。いいか、騒ぐんじゃねえぞ。
Okay.
1名は取り留めました。
But
手術は成功です。
I didn't like that ellipses. Is he gonna be like paralyzed or something?
That guy's feeling
Wow,
like
really?
shit.
Okay, no, it was
Yeah.
just good. I thought there was gonna be a moment like, but after everyone cheers.
みんな分かってくれるよ。ミツヤ。でもな、ペイヤン。一番パーチンのこと考えてたのはドラケンだかんな。会えねえのに面会行くの？ああ、ドラケンはあれから毎日パーチンの親と一緒に面会。親族しか会えねえのに差し入れ持って面会中はずっと外で一人で待ってさ。
He's just so awesome.
He's the best guy.
お前ははめたんだ。ドラケン。ちゃんと謝れよ。おかえり、ペイヤン。もう8月4日。ナオト、あぞ、8月3日が終わった。ドラケンを守る。一生成功だ。おめえら、静かにしろ。
This is gonna bring him up in the gang huge.
Yeah.
If he saved his life.
Mm-hmm.
おかしいな。どこ行ったんだ。あ、前。
Oh. He was putting up a really strong face. That's how you know he's a really good leader. Yeah, don't let him see him crying.
Yeah.
心配かけさせやがって。8月10日。
Oh, we're like quite far past it now.
Just a week.
Oh my god.
Now that he's just a badass outlaw.
You don't want to go back to the future? You're telling me that you enjoy this middle school life so much?
Yeah. Wouldn't you love to go back to middle school? Yeah. That's pretty lame. That's pretty lame. You're fucking pathetic, dude.
Yeah, he gets his outfit.
You got your top rocker, kid.
That's Mikey's.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Holy.
お前は東卍の恩人だ。みんな認めてる。俺もその一人だ。俺からも改めて礼を言う。
He can't bow properly.
それ、
大事にしろよ。
マイキー君の俺には重いな。いつか
First Commander.
マイキー君すっきりしねえ。頭のモヤモヤが消えねえ。何のためにハンマは朝を企てた。
Yeah.
Thank you for asking questions that somebody will never ask.
Yeah.
ジンが狙われてることもいち早く気づき、それを止めようとしていたお前だよ、タケミッチ。
Oh.
お前は一体何者だ。俺は
Would you believe me if I said I was from the future?
なんだそのダセえ格好。これはその
Those shorts are really bad.
お前のおかげでケンチン助かったわけだし。
You had valid points though. Like
ありがとうな。
That's why he's feeling uneasy, because he knows, like,
Yeah.
why would you start all of this if you then went on to save the person that
Yeah.
was the target? Like,
this is like I can suspect you, but I also
ドラケン
in good conscience can't because you
もう帰らない。
gotta go check it out. At least for a little bit.
さよならだ。はい。
four-leaf clover.
ネックレス？
ほら、せっかくの埋め合わせなのに巻き込んでさ。
お祭り？
埋め合わせの埋め合わせ、安物だけど。
四つ葉のクローバー？
うん。
つけていい？
本当は埋め合わせってだけじゃないんだ。何か形に残したくて。
どう？
今の君とはもう会えないから。似合う。
Oh, he fully thinks that it's over.
Yeah.
He's expecting
He
to go
thinks
back
that
and be
it's-
like,
he
oh,
thi-
she'll be alive.
He thinks that it's done.
Spoiler alert. It's not over.
Yeah.
来ただけだし。声かければいいでしょ。
ナオト、握手。
竹道くん、握手が好きだ。
まあな、幸せにな。
何それ？
ナオト。
はい。
Oh, I thought for a second it was gonna malfunction. He just wasn't gonna go back.
話は止めた。これで現代の東漫のナンバー2はドラケン君のままで、先はナンバー2にならない。
There, a lot can happen in 12 years.
Yeah.
Mikey looks cool as shit in modern times, by the way. I think Akun's gonna be alive, but I think everything else is gonna be the same. I think Draken's gonna die some other time.
Or I mean, Kizuki could still do something.
Or he's gonna be a part of the
else.
gang
he could
still.
still do something else.
Yeah,
He could
exactly.
start a different gang, you know? Wait a second.
He's still working there.
No, but he just transported back there, not into the bed where he was. This is not how it should work. He shouldn't be here.
Well, it just means he changed shit, so he didn't end up in the exact
Yeah.
same position.
Actually, yeah, maybe it meant that he didn't get pushed in front of the train.
Is that surprising? You got stabbed. Why is
That
that
was
the
like a week ago for
Why is
you.
that the Yeah, it's not a dream. What are you talking about? Salon. Oh, is he... He's gonna get his hair dyed again. Or something. He's gonna
No.
get his hair... Or what?
This,
He became a hairdresser.
that's so good!
That's awesome, dude.
Amazing. This is what I wanted. The show can end now.
What are you talking about?
Incredible.
That makes me really happy.
I like how he wants to be a hairdresser, but he hasn't changed his hairstyle in the last 12 years. That's so nice.
That's really
That makes me
awesome.
happy. I bet if you were watching this week to week and this was episode 11, you'd probably just think it was over. Like if you...
Yeah.
It's gonna be Hina. Oh.
Naoto?
Oh, because he remembers all the timelines too. Mm-hmm.
Everything? Wait, what?
Wow. I wonder, like, it's the similar thing of, like, I wonder how so much changed, but somehow he still had the same life of, like, being a loser and working at the DVD store.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the
like,
one thing.
that was part of, like, okay, check boxes for it didn't work out after high school. Crappy job, crappy apartment, you know, like...
If he, like, got the girl, got the confidence...
Not that working awesome at a DVD rental store... in 2017, working at a DVD rental store is not the best gig. But, yeah, like, not disparaging anybody, like, I had a pretty crappy apartment as well. But it's like, those are all, like, this box to check, this box to check, this box to check. This is how we, the show, are telling you that his life is kind of fucked up and he peaked in middle school, as he said.
Yeah.
You know, but now that he didn't peak in middle school necessarily. I mean, maybe he still did, but like he wasn't abused and bullied by the people around him to the point where he ran away from all of his friends in his community and went off and to hide and die in a hole somewhere. Mm-hmm. Like.
I guess we shouldn't question it too much.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what they do with it. We'll see what's going on. But that was nice. Hairdresser.
I'm glad that Draken didn't die.
Me
again.
Too.
Like, okay. Here's to sum up this arc, and we went on a huge rant previously. All the problems that I have with it are still there. The fact that he, that it was all solved by chance and just his will to, be there for his friends is not conducive to a good, like, time travel story. The fact that all that was set up, it's like it could have not been a time travel for that moment and a time travel story for that moment, and it wouldn't have impacted the story at all. Like, he just acted as if he was a middle schooler, and the fact that he is there from the future and had information that nobody else had no bearing on, how he approached that situation at all. Other than being there, like, other than the first moment, obviously, that we talked about when he confronted Kiyomasa the first time, when he told Akun that he believed in him, and third thing, what was I saying? What the fuck was it? The third thing, when they were in the warehouse and they all those guys came up to them, and Osanai came up to them, and he warned them earlier, and it seems like Mikey is thinking about that a little bit, how much that will play into, like, his decision making over the course of the next 12 years in this new timeline. It remain to be seen. I guess we'll find out how much, like, he suspects him of some weird shit, or if that was just like something weird's going on. It's nothing. Forget this scene ever happened. Let's move on. I don't suspect anything weird going on at all.
Or if Mikey was just like is thinking about shit.
Not that he should suspect time travel, but
yeah, he might have just thought that it was like a weird thing, but just forgave it, like let it slide, because in his mind, if you were in Mikey's situation, you might even work it out of like, there's some other shit going on. That's what I need to worry about. This kid that came, it was like almost like fated that he stumbled upon this kid that ended up saving his best friend's life, and like, that could just be how it is. Like he's not gonna look into it too much and try and find a problem with a good thing. But yeah, I'm interested to see so it seems to be everything's fixed in this timeline, and I'm wondering if now that's when, if there is another time traveler, that comes into play, or like what
if they're just going about their life and something randomly changes?
How does the story continue after this? If Hina's alive, also why did they break up? I mean, I guess a lot can happen in 12 years, but like, I'm just wondering about, like, I want to get filled in on the blanks of this timeline. If this is the new timeline and we might stay here for a while until something else happens and we have to go back again.
Yeah. I want to see Mikey in the future. I want to see Draken in the future. We saw Akun. I want to see Hina. If all of those bases are covered, I want to know what else happened between then and now.
I want to know what Hisaki was doing.
Yes.
That he he is obviously...
By the way, we just assume that he's like the mastermind, but it seems like he is. Because he's been built up in the background, and we've seen pictures of him.
And we haven't seen him. The other guys have been like, oh, I'm the new evil guy. I'm the mastermind. It's like, if you were, you wouldn't be saying shit like that. You're just a dummy who got manipulated. Like,
yeah.
There's multiple people who got manipulated into doing something, and it's clear to me that it wasn't just that guy who was fighting Mikey. That guy is also a pawn of someone else who's actually smart and actually has a plan. But it'll be, I guess I'm just interested to see, like, where do we go from here if seemingly everything is resolved?
Yeah, if everything can't be perfectly fine, and if it is, then it's going to come back to roost here in the present, and then he'll have to go back to fix something else or something. Or he won't, or he'll have to like go back and stop something from happening again. Like he's gonna have to time travel again, but I don't think that'll be the catalyst. I don't think that he'll time travel and then find out some shit's going wrong. I think that like somebody will get killed in the present based on some shit that happened a while ago, and you need to track down what it is or talk to them or something. Or maybe we'll time skip to way in the future,
12 years in the future, and then like the same thing will happen for like it's hard to say, but I'm interested to see where they go from here. Because they've wrapped it up quite nicely, but I also hope that when we do get into it again, because it seems like
that all of the progress
isn't forgotten. He doesn't just do the same shit where he's an absolute idiot.
Now there is zero excuse for him to act like a fucking moron for the sake of the plot. There is no excuse. He had that character development. He is no longer allowed to act like he did.
Mad.
Yeah, if he had all that character development,
all that build up. He wasn't really allowed to act like that in the first place, but he did, and there's nothing we can do about it.
But now the thing that's different now that we're past all that is that he acknowledged in that moment where he like overcame everything. He acknowledged directly that he was a screw up, that he did nothing to change it, and that he's a fucking failure. And then that accepting that allowed him to move forward. If he starts making those same mistakes again, I will have serious doubts for the show, because that was like unbearable when we were in the middle of it. It was so fucking stupid. It was so dumb. I could not respect his intelligence. I couldn't expect the intelligence of the story. I felt that I was being treated like a fucking baby, like not even supposed to question anything that we're seeing in a time travel story. I don't like feeling like I'm being led around by the nose, and anytime I try to look in a different direction or question what's happening, then it's, oh, you're thinking about it too much. Stop thinking about that. Just he's a middle school kid. Like, I don't like being shut down like that in a story that is so ripe and primed for theorizing and for questioning and being really engaged in it. I want to be really engaged. It seems like it was being set up for that, but it seemed like the way the story was going, I wasn't actually supposed to be thinking as hard as I was.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. If they need to come up with a better way to make the plot move forward, rather than the main character is a fucking moron and doesn't actually take things seriously. If they follow the character progression that they have, then that should not happen again. But we'll see. Yeah,
what they could do is make time travel more complicated. And it would take a lot of work on the part of the author to make it work, but upping the stakes and the complexity of the time travel and adding either a second time traveler or like things that happen regarding that could like create some more stakes to make him not an idiot, but just some things can't be controlled and now you have to compensate for that.
Or it's like, you don't need maybe it's too much for a normal person to like figure out on their own. But based on what we saw, it wasn't like that. It was like he made obvious, clear mistakes based on his own willful blindness and lack of attention, and that got him into trouble. He didn't need to do that much in order to change what happened, but he just he wasted time knowing his situation. And he acknowledged that in the end, but I hope the story acknowledges that he acknowledged that and doesn't fall back on this bullshit when there's things in the future. I hope the next arc is better than this one, and I hope it just keeps getting better, because there's a good platform here, but if they keep squandering it with how dumb the main character is and how passive he is, then there's going to be a serious problem. But so far, now that we're at the end of this arc, I think it was a good arc. I think I like Draken. I like that he's alive.
Yeah.
I like that Akun is saved. I like that it seems everything's going good. And I'm excited to see how things continue forward.
Me too. We hope that you have enjoyed this video and the previous ones and are excited to move forward with us. Hope you leave a like if you're still here, subscribe. You can check out our Patreon to get ahead right now. And yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.